Hello, ladies and gentle bobs, gentle sea creatures. Today, we are hopping into another episode of Battle for Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob SquarePants edition. You know what I mean? And we're going to Sand Mountain, one of my favorite areas in the game, the ski lodge. Okay.
I need to borrow your toothbrush again.
Again?
Used it before?
Oh yeah, lots of times. I figured if you didn't know, you wouldn't mind.
Fine. What do I care?
What do I care anyways?
I try and get some exercise to relax from all this.
To
road
relax?
And now everything's ruined.
Because of a toothbrush?
No, it's those blasted
Yes, because of the
robots.
toothbrush,
Taking
SpongeBob.
over the ski slopes. How can I ski with those ugly things beating everyone up? Listen, SpongeBob, you've gotta help me. I'm gonna lose my marbles if I don't get some relaxation.
I found if you keep your marbles in a bag, they don't get lost as often. In fact, I've got mine right here. It's embroidered with this lovely...
Forget the marbles! I got a better idea.
Alright.
If you get rid of the robots at the bottom of every slope for me, I'll give you one of those
Oh, a golden spatula.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to beat the extreme fun of marbles.
Okay, I'll give you one for each slope you clear.
Now that's a deal.
Get
Nice.
rid of those robots on the slope.
Alright.
Get rid of the
So, basically, there are 3 slopes. It's like a ski slope. You know, this is like the ski lodge. And we're going to have to ski down each mountain and destroy the robots at the end of each slope. Oh, it's you. Get out of here, Chuck. So, you know, a lot going on here. This isn't a very big first little area. There's not like a ton to do. Mainly just destroy robots. You do want to come down here and grab a sock. After all, there's only, well, okay. I was gonna say there's only 10 socks, but 10 is, I guess, out of all the levels, 10, if you took the average, 10 is probably on the farther side, like 14, 11, and then 10. So it's the, I guess it has the third most in the, out of all the levels, so never mind on that statement. I guess, I mean, really, you could talk to, oh, well, okay. Let's go ahead and, I like to just jump up here. It's not going to make any sense initially, but we're going to jump here, hit this button, and look at that. Sandy. We're going to need Sandy. That's absolutely freaking right. We're going to need Sandy, because look, there's a spatula. And for some reason, Gary doesn't want to talk to us as SpongeBob. There's also Plankton over there, but he's just going to talk about this little, you know, spoiler alert, you can see stuff down there. We're going to need to do a bungee jump that costs 2,500. Can't win for losing on these. We don't even have enough for this. Oh my gosh, dude. I did not even think about that. Oh, how many, what are we at right now? Dang, we still need like 1,000 more shiny objects. Okay, I might have to grind for some shiny objects off camera, so I'll get back with you guys. Before I do that, I forgot I need to get this spatula. But Gary will say, "Oh, there must be a way up there, huh?" Well, yeah. I gotta figure out a way to get me up there. Yeah, so basically, we kind of cheesed it. You're supposed to go that way and jump like around, and because it gets a little bit higher. But yeah, if you stand on the ledge, you can just literally do that. So that's all that is. Now I can go grind for shiny objects, and it's probably the second best place. Unfortunately, we don't have access to the best spot to grind shinies, which is in a later level. So I will be going to Goo Lagoon at the bumper boats, and I'm gonna do some repetitive bowling over and over again. Finally, we're back. I went ahead and after bowling for about like 7 or 8 minutes, which really, I guess, as far as grinding, it's not too bad. It wasn't all that bad. It was, you know, it's ski bowling. Speaking of ski bowling and ski bowling, there are the 3 slopes, and they're all, I think they're all 1,500. This one's 1,500, 1,500. I believe that, yep, all 1,500. So I went ahead and just got 2,500 just to be safe, because if you get the bare minimum, I don't know if you'll get 1,500 unless you do the slopes over and over again or go back to bowl. I don't know that you'll have enough to do them all right at one after another. So that way, and luckily you don't have to, you don't have to repay to get into them. Hit the snowman. After you knock over the kid's snowman, you will get a sock. And if you like hitting snowmen, you'll really love this level because there are some really just great things here for you in store. We're gonna go to Guppy Mound, because Guppy's little bubble. Y'all remember the Bubble Guppy show? Dude, my siblings used to be really into that. And I'll be honest, the theme song kind of went hard. So we can get some shinies just right in here. Look at this. So maybe we already... Oh, shoot. We'll already almost have 1,500 just right here before we even get to this one. So you can see that Mrs. Puff doesn't really care for us. But if we come in as SpongeBob... I've gone down this hill 100 times, usually rolling.
Money to push me, but if you can beat my time down the hill, I'll give you a golden spatula.
So, with each of the 3 slopes, you will have a character waiting, and we'll basically give you a time challenge, and that's your main goal. Also, I don't know why, but this stage, for whatever reason, doesn't play the sliding theme right off the bat. It plays the downtown Bikini Bottom theme, and it's a little weird. So there are routes to get socks, lots of different routes to get socks, or maybe extra spatulas. You can just see right here, checkpoint, boom. If you see the orange paint, it's only required that you take 1 jump. Blue is going to be 2, but obviously you can do 2 if you just want to be safe, because sometimes depending on when you jump, 1 won't do it for whatever reason. So right here, down here is a purple. So you can get lots of money on the slopes, and it's a fun little short quick way of doing it. Right here we're gonna want to jump off to the side and grab this one, and then there's usually always a bunch of tikis to destroy on the slopes, especially near the end. So we just got a spatula for beating the time challenge. The first one's super easy. You don't even have to take shortcuts or anything. Just as long as you don't die. If you die at any point, you can still get down to the bottom of the slope. You can still destroy all these robots, but the time challenge resets. So you cannot get credit for the time challenge if you fall off, if you die, if you lose, all your underwear. And of course, you have to clear all the robots, which means you have to destroy the robots and the Duplicatotron. There we go. Now, the interesting thing, actually, I guess technically you don't have to destroy all the robots. You just have to hit the Duplicatotrons and hit the buttons to unblock the way. So you can leave the robots, I guess, just as long as you hit the buttons. You get that spatula, and then whenever you jump through the box, it'll instantly take you back to the beginning where she gives you another spatula. So a quick 2 spatula gain right there. Pretty nice indeed. Let me see. Okay, yeah, making sure my stuff was looking good. And usually what I like to do, I don't think that this one requires it. Usually you can, I like to go down it a second time as Sandy, because there'll be stuff that you can get as her. Right here on this one, there's the one with the Texas rope thing you can get, but all it is a purple up there, and I'm not doing the whole slide again just for a purple shiny. 50 shinies are cool and all, but not worth a whole second slide down the slope. If I was really hurting for just a little bit more money, then sure, maybe. But see, right here, we have enough, so honestly, we should be fine. I think getting the extra 1,000 probably ended up helping me out. So we'll go over here. I don't necessarily appreciate, though, how it makes you pay 1,500, 1,500, 1,500 for all these slopes, and then it wants 2,500 just for the bungee for the spatula.
I fly like the wind and
Float like a sea bee.
If you can beat my time down the hill, I'll give you a golden spatula.
Yeah. So 2 minutes and 1 second. The slopes will get progressively more difficult and a little bit longer, which is why the times are gonna get a little longer. What I said about the snowmen. Hit this one. 1 out of 8. You'll see there are 1 out of 8 snowmen found up here. The other, the other 7 out of 8 are found on the slope. Now for this first path down, while we're trying to beat the time challenge, I'll show you the quickest route, or at least what I like to use. Go through those signs right there, take a shortcut. There's a snowman right there. You will have to go down this slope. I think it's a minimum of like 3 or 4 times. I usually always end up doing it like 4 or 5 times. And I will say, if at any point you die, you fall off, or you know, just you have to restart, you will have to restart all of the snowmen again. So if you did the slope 3 times, we'll just go ahead and jump down here. If you did the slope 3 times and you're on your 4th attempt, and you know you're just trying to get one more snowman, and you die, well, guess what, buddy? You're doing all 8 again, which means another 4 runs down the slope. It's not too bad once you learn it. As a kid, this gave me like so much trouble. Like this would be something as a kid, I'd be like, man, that's kind of a tough ask to have him do it, you know, multiple times down and have to figure out all the paths, because you can't take every path the first time or even the second time, because there's so many like splitting and winding and branching paths. There's a 3rd one. So the first run you can usually, I think you can get all the way up to like half of them in one run, but then progressively I think you have to maximize. So here's one down here. I know there's one on one of the sides. Oh gosh, where is it at? Oh no, no! Oh dude, that's the worst. Why did it? Oh, the gravity, dude. Okay, so not only did I fail the time challenge, but I lost all my progress on the snowman. Okay, well, I will still go ahead and clear the robots out the bottom, and I can still get these snowmen from the last checkpoint. So luckily the one at the, you know, obviously at the top of the slope is pretty easy, but it kind of sucks because then it just means that you have to take those same routes again. I want maybe say maybe it's one on the left over here. That's where it is. That's what I was thinking. Okay, but yeah, no, the gravity, and it's also hard to, like, sometimes the physics just aren't the kindest to you, and also sometimes the hitboxes, like, look at that, I'm already almost dead. I need to get some underwear, because the hitboxes on some of these things are annoying. The Thunder Tikis are very prevalent, and they can get pretty toxic to deal with. And it's also just annoying the fact that a lot of it, like some tikis are just going to be unavoidable. If you're going downhill or up, if you're going uphill, even with a double jump, it's going to be hard to, you know, jump over a Thunder Tiki. So, that one's gone. So now it'll be pretty much, we already hit the buttons. Get the spatula and get out of here so that we can go on another run. This is definitely, that's why I didn't do this. I'm filming on a different day than the last video I was going to, and I was like, dude, there's no telling how long this is going to take. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I didn't know I was going to have to grind for shinies. And, you know, if I was going to get messed up on the snowman thing. Okay. We'll try this again. I will say this is one area where the remake does it a lot better. You still have to do the time challenge all in one run, but I believe the snowmen save, where if you die or fall off or have to restart, you don't restart on the snowman. And the good news is we already do have enough for the the next slope, so we'll get to do all the slopes at least. I think this time, let's try, I don't think there was a snowman on that route. Let's try here, because I think there's one going down this winding path, even though it would be nice to grab the little jump down for a shortcut. There's one there, so we have half of them. And I know that there is one on another route. There's one near the beginning if you don't take the shortcut through the sign. And I know that's 5. That'd be 5. Oh, we didn't. I don't think we hit the one at the beginning, so that would be 6. And then I know that there's one at the bottom, because when we restarted, we went the left route. And then I want to say there's one on top. That ending section is can be kind of annoying because there's like several in that last part. Plus, there's a sock up there, I believe. So, yeah. Yep, it can be a little bit of a challenge, to say the least. And we have 30 seconds, so I don't know. Ooh, we're going to be cutting it close. Right now, the main goal is the snowman, because I know that I can take a bunch of shortcuts. I know I can take shortcuts to get the time challenge, so. Look at that, see. Oh, I think we can do it. I think we can do it. It's going to be cutting it close. 5, 4 seconds left. Nice. Okay. Well, we have 5 out of 8 snowmen, and we have we did do the time challenge, so. All right. And another pair of underwear. We need that. So now instead, I'm going to take the normal route, and I'm going to go one of the 2 paths. Let's see. So, oops. 6 out of 8. So I know that there's going to be one at the beginning, and I am fairly certain there's another one at the end. Unless there's 2, one on each pathway, which means I'd have to do it 2 routes. Okay, here's one right here. So I'm going to assume the last one is near the end. So I guess I can cut to when I get there. Okay, I lied. I destroyed all the snowmen, but you have to make it to the end. I'm fairly certain. So the other one I missed was because that first time, when I took the very first route, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna jump down and take a shortcut. I did not spin. I didn't go all the way down the other winding path. So there's one on each winding path. So yeah, I'm thinking probably bare minimum you'd have to do like 3. Because you'd have to take the shortcut at the beginning, and you'd have to go the normal route and choose the right side. And then you'd have to do both winding paths, so that's still a minimum of 2. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could do it in 2. If you did shortcut, and then one of the winding paths, you go left. That would get you, yeah. Plus the the beginning one. I'm pretty sure there's a sock up here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, look at that. So we pretty much got everything there is to get. What if I would have fallen right there and not made the jump? And I had to do all the snowmen over again. So there, yep. There's the sock from the snowman. So we've completely cleared out Flounder Hill. Which, in my opinion, probably just because of the snowmen. In the original, Flounder Hill is the most annoying to deal with because of the snowmen. I'm trying to think if there's anything worth... I guess I can go down it again with Sandy. I know the last one... has by far the most to do with Sandy, but I don't know if this one does. Maybe I'm just forgetting, because I didn't see any of the little Texas things, but I'll do it just in case, and I'll cut. So I did find a little funny, interesting thing. I don't know if it was an accident or a glitch or what, but I went through Sandy. Sandy doesn't have anything to do in this one, completely pointless. But I went around the, like at the end, I jumped around the finish line, and then the music never changed. So, I don't know if that's, I don't know. I'm just learning that for the first time. Alright, and now we're going to pay for Sand Mountain. And honestly, if we can get 1,500 here and have enough for the clamshell, for the bungee, that would be great. I would love that. That'd be perfect. Sand Mountain, by far the longest and most intense of all the slides. It is actually possible that you might not beat the time challenge here, because there are different routes you can take. Here we can, I'm trying to see, you can, I believe it's, yeah, you'll take the hit for it, but you can get some money. Do that, boom, although you just can't destroy the stone tiki. This is definitely one, we're going to do the time challenge as SpongeBob, but we are 100% coming back as Sandy.
But I'll give you a golden spatula if you can beat my time.
I do think as far as, like, so let's go ahead and come up here. Oh, okay. Well, hey, at least we didn't get very far in. We got, like, 6 seconds in. This is area is probably the one that requires the secondary character the least. Like, it's completely optional outside of if you need, if you really want to get that spatula. What the heck? See, sometimes the physics on the sliding make me mad because you can't, like, it'll just, especially if you jump in the air, the game will just decide, you know what, we want you to go this way, and it will just push you in the wrong direction on purpose. This is supposed to be a little bit of a shortcut. I don't really know if it is or not. So sometimes if you can, try to avoid, oh, here we go, yeah, the sock. Sometimes if you can, try to avoid jumping if, oh my gosh, are you kidding me, dude? Well, at least we got the sock, but this one, I've already died more times on this one than any of the others. And I haven't even made it to a checkpoint. I swear this one's not actually that hard. It's just a case of, in the original, Sand Mountain was definitely a little glitchy at times. It definitely had its case of, hey, sometimes we're just going to screw you over for no reason. Like I said, oh, orange means one jump is all that's required. Well, sometimes that's not actually the case. Sometimes it might be helpful just to jump twice because you might notice that, you're going to miss the jump. Right here, let's jump up here. You'll see that Texas thing. That's what we're going to want to come back for. Don't worry, you're not going to get in front of the giant snowball because we saw the sock up there to the left. So, you're going to want to come up here. Because if you do that, the snowball will make a shortcut for you. And then you just hear a bunch of banging sounds. You can also shortcut and just jump down to get the shiny and to save some time. But if you keep riding this route, there's a sock. So, and honestly, there's other shortcuts you can take to shave some time off. So I don't think we're gonna be hurting for time. We might come down to the last couple seconds though. The last kind of portion of the race does have like a split where you can go different routes, and depending on the one you take, some can be faster than others. Some of them just are gonna go pretty straight. Some of them curve out of the way. Of course, the ones that curve all these funky different ways are going to be more time consuming. And at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about how many tikis we smash or break or whatever. I think we should be fine. We have 30 seconds. Again, might cut it close by a couple seconds, but I think we're gonna make it. Some of these turns can be a little bit sharp, like right there if you're not paying attention. Just get ready for a little zig and a little zag. And it looks like we're gonna do it. Okay. So it looks like the other one was a little bit of a closer call than that one was. Oh, get Chuck out of here, bro. Get him out of here. These platforms are very small. The blast radius will hit you, so just get off. And I always just alternate and go back and forth. Hit one, go to the other. Okay, get out of here. Get out of my face, dog. Ta-da! And just like that, we get a spatula. And then we're going to go back up to, what's his face? Larry the lobster. I almost said Gary. Gary, Larry, Barry, Terry, Sherry, Jerry, Harry, Wombo. Alright, so let's grab, oh, that's weird. Normally it just auto-activates when you get close to it, but I felt like I was walking through it that time. So right now we have, let's see, one more spatula left, which was the bungee jump, and one more sock. So to get the last sock, we're going to go down as Sandy, and I'll cut to when we get to that section. Alright, so when you're coming up here, obviously take this little section, and then you want to latch on. And it's kind of interesting because you're still on your slide. And you will have some funky momentum, so just be prepared for that. This will be slippery, so make sure you don't fall. Look at that combo move. Now this is something you're going to want to be careful of because this guy will try to annoy you. Just try to like zig and zag. If he starts to throw it at you, curve out of the way. Kick him in the face. And just like that, we have our last sock from Sand Mountain. And we have enough for another spatula. So I'm just going to try to get some money and see how much I can collect and hopefully we can get the bungee jump. Alright, so we barely have enough. I had like 2400 at the end of the slope, and just decided to spam destroy these robots. So now we'll have enough, and we're basically paying 2,500 objects for a spatula. So, oh, hello. Why does he hold his arms up like that?
Oh boy! Can I have it?
Sure, if you fall down to the bottom of this pit.
Isn't there a safer way?
It's always safety.
It's always safety with you people.
I suppose you could bungee down.
Yes, so yeah, you think that Mr. Krabs, and it's funny, playing this game for as long as I have and as many times as I have, you just obviously assume, okay, well, we're really just paying Mr. Krabs for all those shinies, and, you know, or for all those, we're paying him all those shinies for all of the different spatulas. But really, if you think about it, any of these bungee jumps that you're paying, that you're just getting a spatula. That's all you're getting. Something like that, there's so many of those in the game. If there's something I could change, it would be the number of spatulas that are just collected basically by way of, hey, pay shinies. And I get it's to make shinies important, but there's still, like, you know, put more, oh, you have to have shinies for the gates, or to open this pathway, or for this optional thing, this optional area. Sure, but just for things straight up like that, like, it's just so boring. It's just pay money. There's no real skill involved, or even like, oh, I'm having fun collecting these things. It's just grind out shinies. And it's already bad enough if you have a certain amount of, you know, you have spatulas that are obtained by collecting a like a secondary collectible, but then also just by using the currency. You're just buying these things.
Now I can go get my equipment and ski in peace.
Actually, I think that Patrick borrowed your equipment.
What? Who said he could do that?
I did. I figured if you didn't know, you wouldn't mind. Again.
Wouldn't mind? Of course I mind. It's only the most expensive skiing equipment you can buy. And what does Patrick want with that stuff anyway? He doesn't even know how to ski.
I want the warm now. I remember as a kid, like, growing up, and when I would see like all these different videos of like test areas, and like learning the thing like we learned about last time with Mermaid Man being inside of the Mermalayer computer so that they could have an object to talk to. I always saw this one like, where is he hiding? And I was like, it has to be somewhere on the map. And so I always looked around, because I'm like, it seems like it would be like around there, like maybe it's around the corner, but obviously you can't get that far because not all of this is mapped out. But I was like, it's got to be somewhere. I always thought that was neat. I never found the answer to that, but
I'm calling the moving company tomorrow.
anyways, yeah, so now the last thing we have to do, obviously, since just like when we did Goo Lagoon, we've done all 3 areas in this first region of Bikini Bottom. So it's time to move along and get to the other area, after I give Patrick a sock, of course. Alright, so we're headed to the industrial park. I just gave Patrick all those 10 socks. Now we only have 20 left to collect, because, you know, might be like, oh, well, there's 3 whole areas. That's not a lot to collect. When you see the last 3 areas are 7, 3, and 5, plus, you know, 2 of them, or 1 of them is going back to downtown Bikini Bottom, 2 of them are in Jellyfish Fields, and then another 2 are here in Bikini Bottom. Yeah, they really, I feel like at the end of the third of the game, the last third of the game, they are like, we're running out of ideas to play socks. Like, the socks were a cool idea at the beginning, and then not at the end. Well, you guys remember that TV channel from the beginning of last episode? I said, oh, I can't really talk about that. It might be a spoiler. Well, spoilers here. It's Robo Patrick.
You're right, Sandy. But if that robot really is like Patrick, he'll eat us for dessert.
Yep, we faced a Robo Sandy, so now we have a Robo Patrick. And instead of having Patrick to fight Robo Sandy, now we have Sandy to help fight Robo Patrick.
Self-destruct. I'll try to hit it.
Good idea, SpongeBob. It's time to stop yapping and get to it.
I thought she was gonna say it's time to stop yapping and start clapping. All right, so this guy is not too bad. As a kid, dude, as a kid, this was probably the hardest boss in the game for me. And it is kind of a little bit of a difficulty spike up from the last boss, or really any boss, because you know the two like smaller like mid-level bosses from Jellyfish Fields and Murmelair are kind of a joke. This Robo Patrick is actually pretty tough, but once you figure out what to do, it's not too bad. The main piece of advice, if I could give one piece of advice for the whole boss fight, don't quit moving. Just keep going. Just run. The more you stay still, the more likely you are to get hit by something. There's also Squiddy here. Squiddy Boy. Which, for one, what is Squidward doing in the industrial park? One thing I've never thought about, but it would make sense in my head as like some sort of headcanon, is because Robo... Oh, if you get hit, he starts over, so... And there is underwear over here, but, you know, just try not to need it. Hoik Tua. Hawk Tua. Nothing like a little bit of Hawk Tua from Patrick Star. Robo Patrick Star, that is. But, so I was talking about the headcanon that makes sense in my head. Is I think it would be neat to think about if... Well, let me save this for after this. He burps, falls over. He's not done for just yet, though. He gets up here. Oh, then Ice Breath. And now he's frozen, too. Gosh, Sandy got mean about the look on her face. Her eyes shrunk up. Now, the next thing you want to do is I would just start swinging from here. Just grab one. This first, like, right off the bat, it's not that important. You really don't need these. It's not a big deal. The fight is pretty much the exact same as the first phase. So just swing over here, kick him, but then get out of the way because he's going to pull the slime down. And just like that, you cannot touch that first level of the floor. And he's going to spit a bunch of this toxic ice cream out at you. Which, honestly, I really like how unique these boss fights are. I wish there was more to them, or not necessarily more to them, but like more of them, more unique boss fights. What you'll want to do is, like I said, keep pulling that down. The reason being, okay, you can get hit and be fine, but if you get hit and you still land in the goo, oh, we gotta go this way. Generally, when you pull down a box, it will drop one right behind him for you to stand on. But that time it didn't, and I didn't want to take too long. Whew. Sometimes he's smart and he tries to shoot in front of you, but most of the time when he does his spinning attack, I feel like it goes behind you. It just kind of depends. It can be random. Oh, we got hit, dang it. It can be a little annoying when you get hit, because then you have to wait it out again. But no, I do like how unique the fight is. I like how it's like all about him, you know, being messy and, you know, ice cream and spitting it everywhere and being just a big mess maker. And like how Sandy's was with being in the wrestling ring or boxing, fighting, whatever you want to call it. So now we have a safe pathway here. Kick him. Yeah, we almost died, but that's okay. He pulls it again, falls in. The goo. I don't know where she's standing because she's literally in the middle of the platform, but anyway, the goo melts both of them. She starts massaging Squidward and SpongeBob. Oh, make sure to jump over that, because if you get frozen in midair or you're like above the goo, it's trouble. Here, basically, like he said during the cutscene, the bubble bowl was the big, hey, I got the ball out, you might need that. Here, this one can be probably the most troubling out of all of them. Oh, wow, we got an easy one here. This is, if he stops right here, this is like prime easy, like, so you have to bubble bowl into his back, of course. You got to use his, oh. Yeah, prime bubble bowling spot is right here because you don't have to worry about the moving platforms. It can be a bit of a hassle if he's like out in the middle of the platform and you have to kind of shoot from afar. Or like, okay, so like right here. Oh, see, okay, because you kind of don't, you have to like make sure it doesn't hit the, you don't have to hit him right in the sign, but you do want to hit him before it touches the goo because it will break. So, no, but finally, the headcanon I want to talk about was, since it's on the TV channel before we fight him, I like to think that it's like, these robots are out causing trouble for people while we're doing all these other things. But, people are like watching it. It's on news stations, it's being covered. And then finally we show up and it's like, hey, time to take care of this. Okay, we got him. Good. Oh, and then it goes ahead and gives it to you. But you have to hear Patrick scream one time.
Never thought I'd say this, SpongeBob, but I owe you big time.
Yeah.
Still be popsicles if it wasn't for her.
Aw, shit.
Ah, shucks.
Fillers are gonna make me blush.
I think I have fudge in my pants.
Fudge in his pants. Ew, gross. I never knew what he meant by that as a kid. I'll be honest, I was kind of innocent and dumb, and I was like, oh, because, they were just ice cream. Patrick had all ice cream. Maybe he has ice cream in his pants.
The Chum Bucket lab is locked up tight. I don't know if I'll ever get enough golden spatulas to get in.
Yes, it's the Chum Bucket security system. I designed
Robot
it myself.
headquarters.
It makes me so proud. It was meant to keep out the hateful throngs of the unwashed.
I guess he is the hateful throng of the unwashed
What
now.
are you gonna do, Plankton?
We, of course, meaning you, we're gonna have to go out there and get those golden spatulas, or I'll never get back into the Chum Bucket and regain control of my robots.
What?
What was that?
What was it?
Oh, I said, will I ever get back into the Chum Bucket to stain all my pots? Yeah.
Something's fishy.
Keep looking for golden spatulas.
If you talk to him again, you get even more dialogue.
My robots out there have some.
Hey, you called them your robots.
No,
And I saw a plaque on the butt of one of the robots that said, property of Plankton.
well, maybe, but
And I found this order form for robot parts with your signature on it.
can I have that back? I need it for my tax write-off.
Not the tax
I
write-off.
think you've been pulling my leg this whole time.
Well, duh.
I'll bet you made all these robots. And after I get inside the Chum Bucket and figure out how to stop them, I'm gonna tell everyone.
Fine,
Tell everyone.
Be a big
A
man.
tattletale.
Still smarter than all of you.
So yeah,
Maybe this day
and then my
will be
favorite.
mine.
Or the next, or possibly even the next, or 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 the next after that. But the one after the next, after the next, after the next, after that, well, that one after that, right next to that one, that will be my day. I should have had that as my senior quote. I'm sure that would have, I don't think they would have been able to fit that. Anyways, now we have a new ability I'm not going to show off yet. We have 3 new areas we can go to. Plus a little bonus area. It will cost a lot of money. And then the Chum Bucket and the Krusty Krab. Almost said, and the Mr. Krabs. We have a lot to do. And we have some shiny, glowing something up there. You might have seen. Maybe it's a pair. I don't know. Who knows? We'll do all that next time. We have, I think, 2 episodes left. Or we'll have 4 episodes left. 1 for each area. In the finale, I'm going to make my, its own special episode. So that means we have like 2 more weeks of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I know it's not a long game. I know you're probably sad because it's going by so quick and it's so much fun. But don't worry. Just tune in next time. We will explore this new part of Bikini Bottom. We're going to explore the Krusty Krab, the Chum Bucket. We're going to explore, and probably get another golden underwear and max out our life bar. We're going to explore our new move we got. And sadly, probably also go to my least favorite level in the entire game. So, maybe it'll balance out. Who knows? I'm willing to give it another try. I was going to say a second chance, but at this point it'd be like the 18th chance or something like that. I don't know. See y'all next time, guys. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Bye-bye.